Welcome back, Top Notch Gang. And yes, as you can see, announced by 50 Cent and Starz, Power Book Origins is in development and it's gonna tell the story of young Ghost and Tommy. So in this video, we're gonna dive into all the details surrounding this and what does this mean about them potentially appearing in Raising Kanan or even older ghosts coming back, because I just dropped a video on that possibly happened. So we're just gonna dive into all the details of this. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the new Power spinoff book origins. So first off, what do we know? As you can see from these tweets right here, 50 Cent said, "You asked, I answered. Young Ghost and Tommy's coming your way. Power Origins now in development. Hashtag Power Universe. Hashtag G Unit Film and TV." And it says Power Origins coming soon. And you look, this tweeted it at 10:50 a.m. 3 million impressions, 50K likes. It's doing numbers, so people are highly excited about all of this. But then he put out another tweet with a bunch of pictures basically saying Fort Power spinoff in the works at Starz. The drama will be telling the origin story of Omari, Hardwick's and Joseph Secur's characters from the flagship series. You see the next picture, Power franchise expanding again with Ghost and Tommy prequel series in development at Starz. Starz orders Fort Power spinoff Origins about the beginnings of Ghost and Tommy. So we know this show, it already got greenlit, as he said, it's on go. And now that we know we're getting this, I think it's kind of unlikely we get them in Raising Kanan. So let's dive into more of that, because I have mixed feelings on all of this. Obviously, I'm excited to see young Ghost and Tommy, but I think we all expected it to come down the road in Raising Kanan. And it's a little weird because from what we learned, Kanan is the one who put Ghost and Tommy on, introduced them to Breeze. That's how they got their shit going. And even in the clip they released of young Ghost and Tommy when they were first teasing the spinoff, that's how it's introduced to us in that clip based off a line Tommy said in it.
Come on, we gotta move this way. Kanan's gonna be looking for us. So he's gonna introduce us to Breeze.
Hi.
But either way, in Raising Kanan, everyone thought there was clues and details leading up to them being introduced. We saw Rock walking in the hood past the street, and we saw Tommy's name spray painted on a little bandit store behind her. People thought that was a clue. People also thought because Kanan was starting to do his own thing, build his own crew, eventually he was going to recruit Ghost and Tommy. And people thought they already actually got introduced in Raising Kanan. People were saying these two dudes, this black dude and white dude in this picture, when Famous and Kanan was telling them the rules, how they gonna get the shit off, how they gonna get paid and everything like that, people were saying this was potentially Ghost and Tommy. Now I didn't believe it because I wouldn't think they'd introduce two big characters like that, but nonetheless, this goes to show that everyone thought that they were gonna come in Raising Kanan. But now, as you can see, it doesn't look like that's the case. I thought they could possibly do a spinoff of young Ghost and Tommy if Raising Kanan didn't get enough seasons to fully flesh out young Ghost and Tommy before it got canceled or before it ended or anything like that. So I thought they would introduce young Ghost and Tommy later on and then continue that series with the actor Makai Curtis that plays Kanan, and they just continue it on from there. So I thought they was going to still introduce them in Raising Kanan but continue them into another spinoff, kind of how at the end of the original Power we got book 2 Ghost, and that led into book 4 with Tommy going to Chicago. So I didn't think we just get them out the gate, they're their own characters, and we don't get them introduced with Kanan. I think what we'll be seeing is like Tommy's first move or his introduction to Ghost. Remember, Tommy moved to New York and then he was getting bullied because he's white, he's in the hood, and Ghost had his back. We're gonna see them come up like that. We of course are possibly gonna see the death of Ghost's dad, everything that went down with that, learn the whole backstory surrounding that. But once again, like I do think at the end of Raising Kanan, once we lose characters like Rock, Marvin, Lou, Unique, or whoever else, eventually the actors and the characters of Kanan and Jukebox can move over to Power Book Origins and they can merge that into one storyline. Like, I think they could set this up perfectly if they get through the backstory of young Ghost and Tommy pretty quickly until the point where they met up with Kanan. I think it all could eventually still work out. So we're gonna learn a lot about their younger selves before they really get into the game. But like I said, we're all excited and interested, and I just don't think they'll appear in Raising Kanan before that show ends. Now, this is hella interesting because as we know, a few days ago, Omari Hardwick posted on his IG a picture of himself in Power in book Ghost, basically teasing it or something like that, or just referencing Power, which he usually normally never really does, if we're being honest. So people thought this was a sneak peek about him returning in Ghost, and I made a whole video on how that could play out considering it's the 10-year anniversary since when Power first aired. Now, maybe Power Book Origins is the surprise for the 10-year anniversary, but it was also rumored that apparently Omari Hardwick was in Chicago right now where they're currently filming Book Force. So people thought he could return and that, see Tommy, or Tommy could possibly see him as a hallucination, how he just saw Holly in season 2. So people have been coming up and speculating with all these theories, but now we know they possibly could have been reuniting for this new series, because just like Kanan is the narrator for Raising Kanan, we possibly could get Tommy and Ghost narrating for Book Origins, which makes a lot of sense if they want any way, shape, or form for Omari Hardwick to come back. This is the opportunity to have his character show up in this way, or at least his voice, and him to appear in Origins. Now, I made a whole video, like I said, talking about how he could possibly return in Book Ghost with Tariq and his storyline, so you could check that out if you want to see the grown or the adult version of Ghost come back. You could check that video out. But I think either way, whether he shows up and returns in Book Ghost or Book Force, whether it's alive or as a hallucination, he will have some type of vital role with this new spinoff, or fans will possibly riot. He has to, at the very least, like I said, be narrating it and what's going on, because it is his backstory and it just makes the most sense. Now, the point of contention with Omari Hardwick returning was always money. Now, since he won't be an on-screen appearance for Book Origins from at least what we know so far, then he possibly could be taking a pay cut to be a part of this series and everything that takes place with it. So I do think all these teasers he showed, the rumors of him being in Chicago with Joseph, it just all adds up. And now with this announcement, I think it makes perfect sense he has some sort of involvement with this new series, even if he doesn't return in the other spin-offs we all want him to. Now, with it already being in development and announced, a lot of people are possibly asking when can we actually see it air. And based off the schedule of all the other Power shows and Starz shows in general, like BMF is airing right now, and we expect Book 2 Ghost next. Now, Book 2 Ghost, a lot of people are saying they expect it to air on June 7th, because once again, that's the 10-year anniversary of when we got the first premiere of season 1 of OG Power. So if people expect Book 2 Ghost to fall on that date, especially because it's already a Friday, it makes the most sense, especially because it's continuing the story of Ghost's son, Tariq. So people expect that then, and then if you just jump 2.5 months to when that's finished, these shows usually take like a month break, so we still have Force and Raising Kanan to come back around. So at the very least, we're not gonna see this show, if I was being honest, to possibly late 2025, if I really thought about it. I mean, BMF already got renewed, Starz is filming right now, Raising Kanan's filming right now, and this show is just getting announced. So I think it makes the most sense late 2025 is when we will see the premiere for Power Book Origins. Overall, that's it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about the new spin-off Power Book Origins, about the story of young Ghost and Tommy. Are you excited, interested? Are you a bit disappointed because you wanted them introduced in Raising Kanan? Like I said, I am a little confused because, you know, they're tied into with Kanan and how he kind of got that shit started. So we're just gonna see how it all plays out. Think they're gonna probably be like young when we get them, probably like 11, 12 max. We might see the death of course, Ghost's dad and everything like that before his name even Ghost. Probably Tommy just moving to New York, Ghost watching his back and shit like that. So we're just gonna, like I said, have to see how it all plays out. I hope it eventually ties in with the ending of Raising Kanan, and Makai Curtis, his actor, he could go over there, play Kanan, and they could get introduced that way. Same with the actor that plays Jukebox. It just makes the most sense once they get rid of like the Marvins, the Lou's, the Rocks, the possible Uniques, or whoever else, to bring the shows to tie them in together. That makes the most sense in my opinion. Like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. how you think everything goes. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.